Hey guys, this is Nick Petrangelo for Upswing, and today we're going to do a post-flop strategy video. It's going to be part one of a series of videos on c-betting fundamentals. It's going to be a bunch of different videos, and the idea is to identify some boards and some spots where I believe either the population is getting the size wrong or the frequency wrong, or both in terms of their c-betting strategy. So the concepts we're going to cover are the global c-bet percentage and what size is the highest frequency option. We're going to see what combos we should be c-betting with and what combos we should be checking back with. And we're going to take a look at the ranges and how the equities and EVs match up and how that translates to our c-betting strategy. And then we're going to look at some boards that maybe the population sees as similar but have some pretty important nuances that really affect how often we should be c-betting and for what size. The boards we're going to look at today that I think get grouped together maybe by some players in these positions when it's early versus big blind, where we see the population, especially among maybe weaker level regulars or guys that are playing a bunch of tables online. Maybe some in the medium low buy-in stuff, is you kind of see we have an ace jack 4 with a flush draw, we have an ace 5-4 offsuit, and we have an ace king 2 rainbow. And I think we see a lot of high frequency 1/3 pot c-betting here from in position. And what I wanted to get into today is that that's not a prevalent strategy on any of these boards, and in fact it's way off. The 1/3 pot betting really only happens on the ace jack 4 2 suit here, and it's a low frequency play, and it's just a mix of a bunch of combos, and then it's really inferior option in my opinion with most of the combos in these trees. So I wanted to get into what I perceive to be from working with some different sizes and some different sims on these boards to be the correct frequencies and sizes, and then either in this part or in part two we'll explain in detail why the frequencies are what they are and why the sizes are what they are. So first let's just get into each individual one and see what our frequencies are and what the preferred sizes are. So on the ace jack 4 with a jack 4 being the flush cards, out of positions obviously playing a dark check here, and then in position only checks back 20%, so it is a really high frequency c-bet, but it's strongly favoring betting 90% here, which is something I don't see very often, and I think it makes a lot of sense when you think about how the ranges interact. Big blind is so wide, they are 3-betting ace king suited and aces pre-flop pretty much pure. They have a bunch of weak flush draws that need to put money in the pot but aren't doing that well, and they have some weak aces that are going to end up folding a bunch of turns and rivers. And we have a bunch of strong hands that we want to take advantage of getting the money in the pot when he has the mandatory calls as soon as we can. And we also have a bunch of hands that have pretty reasonable equity but really high EV as barrels, and that we start betting that we're going to make him fold hands that have much better equity than ours. Like, we're going to get to bet big with sixes here, and he's going to have to fold stuff like jack 6 suit, jack 7 suited, and that has basically has us crushed. It's where you can see here when we bet 540, a lot of jacks are mixing folds, even jacks as strong as jack 10 of hearts basically needs a backdoor to continue, so it's just jack 10 of spades calling there. These offsuit jacks are folding. You can see all these folds here that don't have backdoors can only call with jack 8 with the 8 of clubs. And then of course if those jacks are folding, we're mixing a lot of folds with the 4x. They need a backdoor as well. So that's also a little secondary note in this lesson, is how tight you should be playing against the big c-bet here. So when our range is so condensed and we have a bunch of these strong hands and a bunch of these low pairs and suited connectors, we can take advantage of the fact that the big blind is so wide and has a bunch of weak aces and weak jacks, and size up and really gain a lot of EV from our range, especially some of the weak portions.